I will now call the June 20th, 2016 Blue Springs City Council meeting to order. If you would, stand with me, observe a moment of silence, and I will lead you in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You may be seated. I want to welcome you to tonight's council meeting, as well as those that might watch it on the city website at a later time. Next, we have the consent agenda. Are there items that need to be pulled? If not, I accept a motion for approval.
So moved.
Is there a second? Roll call, please.
Councilman Quibell.
Aye.
Councilman Levesey.
Aye.
Councilman Fowler.
Aye.
Councilman Carter.
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson.
Aye.
Councilman Culpepper.
Aye.
Mayor Ross.
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
That brings us to mayoral announcements. There will be no council meeting on July 4th. That meeting has been canceled, so the next council meeting will be July 18th. We also want to welcome people to come out to the 4th of July celebration at PV Stadium in Blue Springs. It's always a fun time. We have a number of sponsors. You know, KF has been a long time participant in this, and this year St. Mary's is going to participate in it as well. It's a good time to be able to celebrate America, and there's entertainment and just a fun time. And one of the things that I get a big bang out of is sitting there watching other jurisdictions run their fireworks, and then ours just come up and just overshadow them all.
You should say smoke them.
Smoke them. So anyway, it's a fun time, and we encourage everybody to come out and be a part of that. That brings us to Thoughts to Ponder. No Arthur tonight, but I quote, time like a snowflake disappears while we're trying to decide what to do with it. End quote. That brings us to visitors. I do have one visitor's appearance form from Charles Driscoll. You want to come on up, Charles? And we'll make sure we get you a way of being able to communicate with us. And I think it's the subject is King's Cross Road? Yes.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Okay. About a month ago, 6 weeks, they decided to pave a section of Autumn Chase, and they repaved, and re-curbed a considerable amount of the Autumn Chase subdivision. However, they left King's Cross and part of, I believe it's Autumn Chase, or not, Steeple Lane, unpaved till a later date, which is okay, except for the fact that when they were redoing the asphalt, why they did it, I do not know. They put the asphalt trucks containing asphalt on the King's Cross part of, from the church road down King's Cross to the end of King's Cross, and then down the hill. There's I think it's Steeple Lane. Anyway, those loaded trucks just totally destroyed that street. I mean, just totally. It's totally, you can, in fact, there was a Blue Spring official came out there and took pictures of it. a guy from the streets department or something, took pictures of it, and there's drop-offs of 3 inches in a wattle right where the trucks came through. And then, of course, they cracked the rest of the asphalt. Well, like I said, I don't know why they did it that way. They could have brought the trucks in different way and paved a different way and not been up there on our street because they weren't planning on redoing it for a while. Well, they didn't though. Apparently, and I don't want to step on anybody's feet, somebody wasn't looking out for the planning part of the thing. Because whenever those trucks started coming down, they come down King's Cross, pull up to a Half Moon intersection, back down Steeple Lane to Autumn Chase to the where they were asphalting. Right. And they just thoroughly ruined that street. I mean, there's up and downs, and I talked to someone with the city who was with maintenance, and he said, yeah, the school buses do that. No, the school buses did not do that. That's a major school fair. There's, I think it serves, that route serves 5 different schools. And so what's the big deal was, whenever I asked him, he said, well, we're coming over in about a month, and he says, we're gonna kind of patch the street. And I said, you're gonna try and patch that street that you tore up. And that's exactly what they did. Tore it up.
Okay, let me go to Mr. Sandie. You want to address that? Are you aware of that? Okay. And would you enlighten us?
Mr. Driscoll is correct that when the contractor paved the eastern half of Autumn Chase, we did have some road failure on Kings Cross Road. Particularly the right wheel track if you were southbound to westbound. Maintenance is supposed to go in later this month or maybe next month and cut that out and replace it and do a deep strength patch in that location to repair the wheel rut that was put in the road.
Not so. It's deep ruts, both tracks of the trucks. They centered the lane, came right down the center. Both tracks are that deep, and they're all broken up. Somebody, I'm not sure whether it's this gentleman or not, but said they were in maintenance and they were going to come out and patch it. There is no patching.
Let me correct you. He's their boss.
Okay, there is no patching.
He's saying that they're going to cut that out and make it work.
They're going to cut the whole street out?
No, not where the damage is.
Well, there's damage to the whole street. It goes from the school road all the way down the hill, around and up to the end, and then down.
So the deep roots it's deep rooted all the way.
All the way through, and then they pulled up right at the end of King's Cross. There's a half circle. They pulled down through there, pulled up in the middle of that half circle, then back down the hill to lay the asphalt.
Yeah, you shared that with us. Have you actually taken a look at it, Chris?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And so what you're saying is that should solve the problem until such time as we overlay that particular street.
That is correct. The street will not be glass smooth, but it wasn't glass smooth before we started.
Okay.
It wasn't glass moved, but there's 5 schools that street handles in the wintertime. And whenever the snow plows come in and go over the top of it and leave the ruts, and then the kids have to get off the buses and walk on those ruts frozen, it's not going to be a pretty sight out there. And I don't want to get any kids hurt, but that's exactly what they're looking at.
Okay, Chris, do you have any idea what the schedule is for that being overlaid?
No, I don't for the overlay.
Okay.
For the repairs will be done later this summer.
Yeah, let us try to do what our Public Works Director has indicated and see if it works. And if it doesn't work, then I'm sure you'll be back telling us.
Well, you can do what you want to do, but unless you cut down to the underlayment and take it up and then relay it, you're not going to fix the street.
Yeah, you know, one of the problems we have, though, is we have a schedule of the streets that's going to be done, that's budgeted.
I understand the budget.
Yeah,
I
and so,
understand
you know,
That's
that was
one-
not in the plan, so what we're trying to do is do a fix. until
I
such time as we
understand.
can-
Well,
okay.
if a fix was feasible, I say do a fix.
And I'm sure we're also going to make the contractor aware of using a better process next time when they do that, and maybe choosing a different kind of route to come in so they don't destroy large amounts of a street that's not
Well,
being
the whole
affected.
problem was that they could have brought the heavy trucks in on the side street from AA and paved it backwards and not had to come up on King's Cross
Right.
whatsoever.
We understand.
And then when they saw that they were, I was there, when they saw that they were sinking in, I don't know what happened, but a gentleman came out, not this gentleman, came out and took pictures of it going over the rise, and you can definitely see the waves like that. And then they broke up asphalt all the way down. In places, they just tore it all up together.
Okay.
Anyway.
I think we've heard you. We've heard you.
Okay.
and We're
All
gonna
right.
take a look at it
We'll
and see what we can do.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
I
appreciate
hope
you
they
coming and
get-
bringing it to our attention.
I hope they got a better situation than when I laid asphalt with Lamar Hunt.
Okay. But
I
thank you
do
so
know
much for
I'm
coming and
talking
sharing it with us. And again, Mr. Sandie is going to look into getting those repairs done as quickly as we can.
I would appreciate it, and I'm sure that the bus drivers are going to appreciate it, because if they try to patch them after school starts, there's going to be trucks on there with school buses and school children.
Yeah.
But anyway, I thank you for listening to me.
You bet. Thank you. Don't have any other visitors' appearance forms, so I'm going to defer to our city attorney for a motion to so move.
Thank you, Mayor. At this time, the appropriate motion would be to move that the council go into closed session pursuant to Section 610.021, subparagraphs 1 and 12, revised statutes of Missouri, for the purpose of having confidential and privileged communications between a governmental body or its representatives and its attorney relating to legal action, causes of action, or litigation involving this body, and legal advice, and to discuss contract negotiations, and that any votes, minutes, documents, and other records discussed or taken during the closed session remain closed, and that this body stand adjourned at the completion of such session.
So moved.
Second? Roll call, please.
Councilman Levesey?
Aye.
Councilman Fowler? Aye. Councilman Carter?
Aye.
Councilman Edmondson? Aye. Councilman Culpepper? Aye. Councilman Quibell?
Aye.
Mayor Ross?
Aye.
Carried unanimously.
Yeah, do you want to go back there?
Yeah, I think that'd be good.
Okay. All right, so we're getting ready to head back to our conference room for an executive session. Feel free to hang around if you want to, or whatever you like to do. Mr. Goodwin, you might see our city clerk anytime before the next EDC board meeting, which I think she's already communicated with you.